Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 909, we're going to talk about Asmorandomardicadaistinaculdacar. Yes, it took me a while to rehearse that, ever since the card was spoiled. If y'all remember, I did a short video of Asmo's history, and she has been around since the beginning of the game, since Alpha. She's just never had a card till Modern Horizons 2. So without further ado, Jean-Philippe, open Hell's Kitchen. Okay, so she has no mana cost. As long as you've discarded a card this turn, you can pay a hybrid Rakdos to cast this spell. Now, Commander tax does still apply. When Asmo enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named the Underworld Cookbook, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle. You sack 2 foods, target creature deals 6 damage to itself. Now, I have not had a chance to play this. Our good friend of the channel, Mr. Chris, y'all know him as MTG Ghoul Dude, he has played this deck. He was sitting right beside me when he played it, and I'm telling you, it was a force to be reckoned with. There are a few cards that I put in flavor-wise in this deck that had to be in there. First off, we had to put in the Underworld Cookbook because, she lets us search for it. Discard a card, create a food. So this entire deck is discarding cards and creating food because, she was head chef in Hell's Kitchen. And then you sack this to return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's in case Asmo dies. She can go to the graveyard. You know. Anyway, there's a few things like the Granite Gargoyle from Alpha. Now, granted, this is the revised version, but you can see that in the flavor text there, that was she and the cookbook are referenced. She's got Chef's Kiss and Discerning Taste that she was featured in, so I had to put those cards in there. So let's look at our discarding food deck, shall we? I say that, but that is not how it played when Chris played it. I mean, he was controlling the board. So our mana fixing, Soul Ring, Fire Diamond, and Charcoal Diamond. I love that those got a reprint. Dark Ritual, Rakdos Signet. Now this Glittering Stockpile, I'm probably going to use this in a lot of mono red decks, just because it's a 3 mana colored mana rock, and it builds up. I mean, it just gets better the more you use it. So, Rakdos Locket and the Hedron Archive, all, to both of which we can sack to draw cards. Now, there are a lot of cards that are, like Wild Guess, that allow us to discard a card. I don't say we have to, we get to. We have to discard cards in order to play our commander. So that lends us to a lot of madness type effects. I didn't go as heavy into madness as a lot of folks did. Faithless Salvaging, Goblin Lore, Cathartic Reunion, Tormenting Voice, Faithless Looting. But then, of course, there's the black, pay life draw cards. Silent Blood, Read the Bones, Painful Lesson. I love Foreboding Fruit. It fits the deck perfectly. You get food. Underworld Connections. I know Chris drew a bunch of cards off of that. The Grafted Skullcap is, a personal Howling Mine. It does cost you your hand at the end of your turns, but we're playing black and red. There comes a point where you're kind of hellbent anyway, and you're just drawing 2 and playing 2, and there's no real drawback there. Obviously, you're not going to slam this out on turn 3, but Skullcap is a good madness enabler. Now, Blazing Rootwall, I love that Madness 0. Scourge Familiar is a great discard outlet. You just get to pitch cards for black mana. Containment Construct. When you discard, you may exile that card from your graveyard. Now, it does not say instead, so you're still counting as discarding. You may play that card this turn. Trespasser Ilvex, a free discard just to give it shadow. Angius Ravager, got that madness. Yeah, and discard your hand, draw 3 cards. Here again, we're probably going to be discarding nothing to draw 3. Surly Magisaur. I believe this is another one of the cards on her menu. Whenever you discard a non-creature, non-land, it fights. Genji, we had to have Genji, you know, because he's just a walking food. Did I really only put half of it in here? I really think... Okay. We have the kitty cat. I don't know if the Witch's Cauldron's in here. We'll see. But, it is what it is. Now, Archfiend of Ifnir this was a dominating card when Chris played it. Whenever you cycle or discard another card, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature your opponents control. I was playing a small tribe. I don't remember what I was playing, but this was just wrecking my day. And I think there was another player at the table playing a small tribe. It just ruled. Conspiracy Theorist. Tempting Witch, you know, making that food. I like the Dockside Chef, just simply because, you know, it's a chef, fits the theme, and you sack an artifact or a creature to draw cards. So you get to sack those food to draw cards. Chainer. Now, when he played Chainer, the deck remarkably became a Chainer deck. Now, that could be because of the pilot. We all know Chris loves Chainer. So when he drew Chainer, it came down and it was just this. Asmo, the Archfiend, was incredible. Kitchen Imp. Get that one madness. Bog Naughty. Sack food. Now, Deathbringer Thoktar is in there because, let's face it, creatures are going to die. Even in normal decks, creatures are going to die. But this is black and red. Creatures are going to die at a higher clip than normal, you know. And then we'll have the Necrogoyf. I like to splash this guy in. I mean, number of creature cards in all graveyards. That's what we're doing. I mean, we're discarding and killing. And so this creature is probably going to be pretty big. Now, one of my favorite free discard outlets is Volrath Dungeon. Ever since Exodus came out, I saw this card, and I built an old 60-card deck. It was green-black around Volrath Dungeon, Plow Under, Stunted Growth, all that stuff, making my opponent redraw the same opening hand of 7 cards over and over. Of course, that was a 4 of 60-card format, but I love Volrath Dungeon. Yeah, they can pay 5 life to do it, but only during their turn. That's what makes it so. You can discard just, and it's not a lot different than, you know, skip your turn. You're not getting a new card. Bottomless Pit. Everybody discards card at random during upkeep. You know, hey, that's fine. We want to discard just to be able to cast our commander. So, and then of course we have the Raider's Wake. Not bad. Golden Egg. It's food. Felden's Cane, because we are discarding a whole lot. So we might need to, rejuice that library. Got cranial plating. I put this in there just because there's, in the event that the deck goes down the food route and starts making a crazy amount of food, hey, we got that Corpse Explosion. We are into the removal section now, and there's a bunch here. Terminal Agony, Fatal Push, Fiery Temper. Y'all will notice this madness. Murder. Bake into a Pie. For this deck, I'll pay 4. And because, it's got the little hand coming out of the pie. That's just cool. Dark Withering. Doomblade, Reign of the Pit. Yeah, it's a makes a big dude. Terminate. Put a lightning bolt in there. I count it as removal. Bone Shards is beautiful. Sack a creature or discard a card to destroy. Oh, Blast Act. And if all else fails, you know, if tokens are overrunning you, treasures are a huge thing now. And if we're not getting exactly the amount of food that we want, you know, we just ether snap it all away. And that leads us to our non-basic lands. I've gotten kind of chatty with this deck. Desert of the Fervent, Bloodfell Caves. Rick's Maddie helps the discard theme. Urborg Volcano. Alchem Refuge. Terramorphic Expanse. Forgotten Cave. Cinder Baron. Command Tower. Vivid Marsh. Polluted Mire. Sulphurous Mire. Evolving Wilds. Shadowblood Ridge. Tramway Station. I like those. We get to sack them to draw cards late in the game. Really like that. Desert of the Glorified. Barren Moor. Drossforge Bridge. Smoldering Crater. Ash Barrens. And finally, that Rakdos Guildgate. And that is what we have got for Asmoranomardicadaistinaculdacar. Yes, I spent the better part of a day rehearsing that name when it was first spoiled. I really like the lore and the flavor behind it. So, we're going to go put it on the wall. Can we even see the wall? There we go. So, 909 on the wall, and I have, I believe I have one more deck that is before Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, and then after that, those decks are aplenty. So, I do appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. Right now, we're going to go ahead and shuffle and cut.